What will they say? What you say? Can't see the chat yet. Hold on. There we go. Oh my gosh, YouTube, just show me. Okay, there, I can see the chat now. I'm doing good. How are you? They're probably gonna start off the stream showing the trailer. Three minutes. 3 minutes, Duke. I thought I had streamer mode. Let me quit Discord. Excuse me. Well, we definitely know the power has to do with the upside down, because that's important, so 2 worlds. Two minutes, near me. $60 seconds. Thank you. Duke, come here. Oh yeah. Go enjoy your food, doggy. Show us the trailer. I should probably change the title. Show us the trailer. Ads! No, wait. It's premiere. So we have to wait another minute. I thought it was an ad, but... They lied to us. The stream is not starting at 1 o'clock, guys. Nice pizza. I like it. How to troll your fan base. Does that mean I can do this now? There we go. Or should I just do this? Whoa, 40 seconds! It's the stream of the live stream. Streamception. I told you they would start with the trailer. They always do. Help us, we're stuck. Ah!
Holy shit! Did you see
Wow,
that?
you just said a bad word.
Oh my god.
Okay, I got my little
Stranger
notepad
Things
here.
in Dead by Daylight. Who would have thought? Seriously.
So we'll say
3 years ago, we released this little, $20 game, and now
I would have never known.
Stranger Things. All right, we're super excited to have this new chapter ready for you to enjoy. Giddy, I think, is the right word. The fact that we managed to just getting in touch with Netflix, it's not easy. And then actually, the conversations with them were super fun. They were very excited for us to do this. The people that we talked to over there actually understood the game. They knew about the game, and they wanted to make it happen. It was amazing. a beautiful experience. Other than that, it's also very professional people, and they had tons of help and inspiration. It was actually super fun to do. We are so far all the licenses that we've put into the game have been very
Classic.
old classics. These things are the building blocks on which so many horror icons were built.
Oh,
actually.
shut up! We just
And
want to hear about the
so,
perks.
That's
Free.
sort of the playground where we were in. And
Just tell us
now
what the
with
power
release
is.
of Stranger
Stop delaying.
Things, we are in the middle of the current biggest horror thing that there is, arguably. So yeah, we're very excited to show you that. We have a few other surprises in there. Let's get started and dig a little more into that. So today with me, I have a returning,
Duo.
very impressive guests. It's true. Some people are impressed by you.
Look at that portrait of
Yeah.
Steve
But you're
Harrington
more
in the
close,
background.
sorry, although you're tall. So Yannick, who's a game designer, most of the time you spend your days trying
I
to
want to
devise new
thank
killer
everybody
powers
that
and
helped
trying
this
tweak existing
to
ones.
become a
Yeah, we
reality.
work
Perks also.
I wanna hope-
But yeah, mostly about new content.
hard. Okay. And then Phil, who directs
I want to thank our
artists. So
fans.
you
I
don't
want to
really
thank
do anything, you just point at people
the
and go,
queen, the
"Be
programmer,
better."
and game designer. I want to
Yes.
thank
in every language.
list
Well,
everyone
awesome
by
stuff.
name.
Yeah, okay. So I'll talk a little bit about what the toughest thing on the license purely was, because that's one of the parts that I worked
Well, that's
on.
cool.
So
They even got
getting in
some
touch with
VHS
Netflix and trying
tapes.
to do any sort of agreement with such a huge company was a learning experience that was very educational for me. It was really cool, though. They, as I said, they were excited and they were enthusiastic. So
Yeah, thank the
it
janitor.
was really, really fun. And the fact that it's a current license, it's live, it's moving. It was fun also
My
because
channel
actually
is
we started talking to
monetized, but
them
it should
about
only
doing that
do. It shouldn't
before
do
they
any ads
released
during the
season
stream
3.
though.
So we actually got privy to a few spoilers beforehand. Not too many, and we tried to keep it to a reasonable level because some of us, well, actually all of us, have watched the show and are kind of fans. So it was sort of a bittersweet thing to be able to peek behind the
I
curtain
thought the
on that
third
one.
season was kind of gory.
But once the agreements and everything was set, it was super fun to work with them because they have.
He
a
said
lot
it's
of
super
reference
fun to work with
material.
them, like,
They were
10
super
times.
Active. The writers were involved so that they could look at the text that we were doing. They had. as
That's
I
cool,
said,
though,
not
that they got
only
the
just
writers to
referencing
help with
show,
the-
but, like, behind the scenes pictures and their own ideas what it could be.
Just
And
make
they
a
could
separate
give us a
video of
few,
behind the scenes.
highlights of what's coming.
Duke.
Some great things, for instance, for the alternate outfits for the Demogorgon. We'll get to that a little later.
Cool part.
We're
also
gonna have
was
cosmetics,
they were open
guys.
to ideas.
Yeah.
And
No
Yeah,
one
yeah.
saw that coming.
I'm pretty happy with it.
It's not all.
Can we see the
license
cosmetics first
holders,
before we
and
hear
it's
about
certainly
anything
not a
else?
judgment. I mean, it's your license. You can do whatever you want with it. But some are more open to others, to interpretations and reimaginings. And in this case, we were given a little bit of freedom on that.
That's cool.
So, like, how much freedom were you given in that?
I think we went with the Hawkins lab, so we wanted something interior. But
They're talking about the
clearly
design.
There's room we don't explore in the show, so we had this freedom of adding some storage room and more complex one with the.
Creating a few specific props and things.
Well,
Yeah, like the.
How you phrased
I don't
it
know
sounds
if
like
we
they're
wanna
gonna have
talk now,
cosmetics
but
for
we
their
showed
Demogorgon.
The hook was something that we.
Or should I
was
say
pretty
Demogragon?
excited to show some ideas to them. And,
Oh, look at that
It's
hook.
always a good showcase of another aspect of the chapter, the hook.
Yeah.
It's a fun place to play.
That's a hot
Yeah,
hook.
and,
Look, it even got rats
the
in
look
it
and
from
feel is
season
really,
3.
The upside down world feeling, and it's the first hook that we added some animated object.
It's
the
an
object
animated
which are
hook?
The rats we found in
Whoa.
season 3 that we didn't know before.
Yeah, we should probably put a big spoiler alert if you haven't watched season 3
Put a
of
big rat.
Stranger Things. Just go watch it
Yeah.
and then come back.
And that's where Matthew, the guy from Netflix, told us, "I'm gonna tell you some sport." I'm like, I need to listen, but It was pretty cool actually to add those rat and.
That
in the
means
end,
they were
it's-
working
they're
on this
playing a
back
big
in
role season
June,
3.
Yeah.
because season 3
Yeah,
came
so,
out in July.
Okay, so we went in and placed a few. Like we like to do that. I think it started around the lullaby that we
Yeah,
started to
Barren,
put a
yeah.
lot more of the storytelling in the actual environment. And in this case, we were able to do a few winks to specific moments in the series, right?
Yeah, like if we take example, the if you go on second floor, there's the isolation room where 11 push back the guard.
Obviously, this is exactly how it's gonna look in game.
Some interrogation rooms, some cages where you see the cat thing, the interrogation and the testing. And on the first level, we have the Rift Lab, which is the one of the main room that we really wanted to push.
But it's
the little
very
details.
present in the series. So
Yeah, and there's also the elevator tucked in the.
so is the
Them weak
the map
elevators.
in the upside down, or is the map set in the real Hawkins?
It's in the entity Hawkins.
Yeah. That's good. That's what I wanted to get at.
Yeah.
It is
The
the
first one,
entity's
did they have
realm.
dead bodies?
No,
it's
there's
the
some in
second
the
time.
game.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
because they were really predominant in the room that you talked
Yeah.
about. I was caught off
And
guard
there's
a
some in
bit.
the
Like
game.
it's just you.
But the thing is and that's what people have to remember is that this is a space that's crafted by the entity out of people's memories.
And those
So they're not real. Not real bodies. That's what you mean.
those body are dead.
They're as real as other things.
The actual lab is taking place after season 2 aftermath, like the where everything goes to banana,
Yes.
and we can see some bullet hole on the wall, some little fire here and there. So
Yeah.
Whoa.
there's a lot of chaos going on. So we wanted to play with this, play also with the infected region, which is more the drift lab.
That would be cool.
Part, and the other one, which is the other side of the drift lab, which is not safe, but it's people think it's gonna
not
be safe.
as messed up.
No,
let's say.
not as messed up. Yeah, we also, like I was saying, the infected region and the other region. There's color code, and for the exit tile, we work with a reddish color, so it's easier for them to find the exit because interior map tend to be a bit
Yeah.
chaotic
Yeah.
if
Bullet
there's no-
holes are right.
We did
They
put
promised me
blinking lights
bullet
to
holes
tell me
and
to find it.
fire. Come on.
Especially one gen like at the top, which is in the integration room. Like it's the main gen of the map where it always spawn. It's one man gen. Like it's at the
Well,
end
I'll
of the
get your
corner,
band.
and your back is like to the door, through the door. So it's very
It's not a
intense.
comfortable place.
No,
to be.
exactly. You don't want to be there that long. Like it's just yeah, it's very
Plus, you have to be there long because it's a one-man job.
yes, exactly by yourself. Yeah.
The flickering light also is.
It's a one-man gen. We haven't even seen the map yet.
Show when
Yes.
they're
How are
running
we
the
supposed to
corridor,
know
so
what
we
you
want
guys are
to
talking about?
Feel too, and with the sound, I think everything coming together is creating this creepy effect because even the demo garden
Wow.
is pretty creepy, so everything.
Your girlfriend's
combined-
supposed to make the
Yeah,
food.
On that note, the Demogorgon is our first non-humanish character,
Yeah, he doesn't have a mind like other killers.
and the size was also not normal.
No, it wasn't normal, and when we first got the mesh,
Tell her to make you a
this is provided
sandwich.
for
Yeah,
the
they
mesh.
did share the mesh. That's the good thing is it's not a real monster, so it's CG in the show. So they shared the mesh, which was really cool.
We had to tweak some stuff to make it.
Oh, so
work
they
in the
actually gave
engine,
him the
but,
3D model?
The actual
Wow.
size we put in the game, we thought it was good, but when we unched him, he was a bit too small. Dwight was taller than him, so we had to
Beef
make
him up. Yeah.
beef him up a bit. And
That's really cool.
It was a bit more complicated than we hoped for with the rig and everything.
Yeah.
So we had to.
And
It was pretty complex.
Oftentimes when we create a killer, we try.
Well,
to
yeah, the rig would be
reuse
more
at least some
complex
of the
because
animations. In this case,
they
it
had
was
to have so many unique
mean,
animations for it.
Like
No.
we, no, seriously. So when we started with the prototype, we don't
Yeah.
use the model, but at some points the model comes in and like animation over time like replace what it is. And the first few games we did with the model, like the feedback was like this is insane, like it's looks so stupid. It looks like a guy in a suit. Because I mean, he was so tall, so huge, but
No, but he was using the, the default
exactly.
animations
So
like the
people were
trapper.
just like laughing. It's just this is so
A
fun.
naked
It's
guy
just so
running
stupid.
after you.
Yeah, but that's exactly like the like
The
ancient
Demogorgon
map,
with
like
the-
we want to scare the shit out of people, and just people are laughing and just having fun,
Yeah, that was-
and want to hug the monster. Just like, maybe that's
And then people stopped laughing
Yes.
yeah.
because it was pretty scary at some point.
Seriously,
Yeah.
when you see that monster and he gets
all
into
the
stock
animation.
mode or something,
Yeah,
and
he
I
opens
don't
the
know
mouth.
what it's
We
called, but
we have the
Flower mouth.
yeah exactly. We really wanted to have
Yeah.
this in the,
and
in the game.
it works.
And
It works.
The animator did an amazing job for
Yeah.
his
As
stance.
usual.
Yeah, and
Yeah, because his limbs are not like normal.
No.
Like
Means
the way
nothing is default on
No.
that
he
thing.
has like a double arm thing.
Yeah.
Can do the bacon.
even the pounds, they had a lot of difficulty making it feel like natural and just it's a totally new sets of attack.
But a great addition to our list.
I was gonna ask. But yeah, it is a great.
This is
addition.
why
I mean,
people watch
it-
stream summaries
If anything,
because
also it allows us to play a little.
like it's
outside of our
interesting
comfort
information,
zone,
but
and it's
everyone
always
wants
good.
to know the
So now
perks
the
and
comfort
power.
zone grew bigger, and who knows what it might lead to in the future. Now we have that.
Ghostface 2.0.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the.
I'm pretty sure the
teleportation of
Demogorgon
the-
switches between like walking on 2
Demogorgon.
feet and walking on 4. Okay, here we go.
When we knew we were gonna do the Demogorgon, that's one thing we look at where like he has this ability of somewhat appearing behind the
Oh,
He
that's
does tend to surprise
sorry,
people.
Toddy.
yeah exactly. So we thought like could we like relook at the way like we because we already have a teleport effect in the game, like the hag does it, and she also has a slight deviation of
No,
her.
Freddy does it.
Oh yeah, exactly. That well, we have two actually. You're right. And she also the hag has the add-on that's make her like able to use the teleport, somewhat similar to Freddy again.
That you
Someone
can
which-
teleport to any one
yeah,
of your
exactly.
traps.
That you choose. So we look at those and wanted to have something different. So we ended up with like having the portals effect. So connecting with the Siri, yeah, sure. He can navigate throughout this
Yeah.
world. We think, right? And
Unclear again,
yeah,
which
exactly.
is great for us.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided that he has to put 2 points on the map, and whenever he's standing on one, he can teleport to the other one. That was one aspect of the killer that we wanted to make, where like it gives like a good map control,
Yep.
something that killer players always beneficiate
Yeah,
from.
the two questions is how do I get map control and how do I get better in
Oh,
a
look at
chase?
that.
Yes, exactly. Because actually, that
Whoa.
wasn't that.
That's a
easy
good
to
animation.
I mean, to use in the chase, the way we made it, because whenever you use the portal, you have to
No,
charge.
there's a delay,
Then-
and then
yes,
you
exactly.
lose visibility for a little moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as efficient as the ag, for example.
No, it's for catching up to people, like because the thing is, when you're standing on one, you also see the outline of the others.
Yes, you have to choose where.
Wow, you can go upstairs.
The portal you want
Yeah.
to teleport to, but there's also one aspect that we really like about the Demogorgon is being a beast.
Right? Yep.
So we thought, how can we create a mechanic around this aspect? And well, it's more like in the second series where like this demo dog, where they are way more feral than
Yep.
the big version. But I thought like why not like exploring like maybe like a short distance attack, something that will.
So they have like what, a charge
help you
attack?
cut the distance and chase, and could somewhat help you, but not be too overpowered and develop the character. Just
Can you
around
break a
this
pallet by
So
charging
we
it?
ended up with having like this pounce where the creature, like in the show, opens the tulip mouth, whatever, like the head, and it really scares people, but at the same time
It's
gives them
really
the hint.
just really cool.
Yeah,
Oh.
but it gives them the hint that he's gonna be in your face.
So he has, like,
in
a dash
like,
attack.
In a matter of second if you don't
Yeah.
move away. And if you press now the attack button, then you'll be launching a fast forward attack. And
And
so
you can't maneuver while you're doing it.
no, exactly, it's straight. You somewhat can maneuver at the end, like just to give a good feel of the attack. He has also a slightly wider range cone of damage, so you have better chance to hit the survivor. But on their side, like they really have to time. Survivor can escape or avoid the attack, but they really have to time their movement.
They'll have to learn
Yes,
the
exactly.
timing. It's like
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
It's like the nurse
Yeah.
jumping at you.
There are a few things like we learn like trying to
Mind
drop a
games,
pallet
you
on the
suck,
head of the
Steve.
killer when he does that is
Wow, it didn't
is
hit on.
very hard. So you better drop it before he
Yeah.
pounds. Yeah.
You're gonna miss the stun, but you're gonna live.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
there's a
And,
Dwight
if I
there.
make an
That's a
SD
long fall.
map to the Demogorgon. It's great because
There's a
like,
lot of
That's a weird
corridors.
pickup
yeah,
animation.
the pouncing is not that easy to use, but he has the teleport to really help him get a good map coverage. But the thing is that in the lab that Phil was referring to, there's like an overhedge where like a catwalk where survivor can go, and sometimes they just like tease the killer whenever he comes in this room. He's just like survivor over there, they cannot do anything. But as the killer, you can go upstairs, and there's like this window floor that you can go on, and you can use your pounce attack to reach them in one shot. It's the first time that happens, like so I was just, oh, what the hell is happening?
Sorry.
Just,
Feels
yeah.
unfair, but it's super fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's good.
A more advanced aspect of the killer, if I may
Okay, go.
explain. There's the you were referring to the because whenever you
When
use
you
the,
hold the
you-
pounds,
when you hold your power button, you actually sort of connect to the upside down in this effect, where you can feel your portal, and we made it that if any survivor is within the radius of your portal, you can sense them with the killer instinct aspect. It's a tiny effect that we feel will probably be used by more advanced player, but
can survivors do anything to your portals?
yes, that's I was going to that, because why would survivor
Hang out.
hang out? Yeah, I like next to a dead trap. Survivor can on their side, they can interact with the portal and close them, so they can somewhat. There's a tug of war effect that happens between the killer and the survivor. And the funny
Yeah,
thing
but
is that
it looks
we-
like it takes a long
it's,
time. That's a long time
it's
not to
really
do
cool for the
generator.
survivor because they somewhat have a glimpse of what the upside down is whenever they get in contact with those portal. So they get the upside down effect on them, and during that time they don't hear the killer terror radius. So they
Oh.
They're oblivious.
have
Cute.
oblivious. Yeah, exactly what that is. That's what I said.
Oblivious. Again, we didn't put the disclaimer at the beginning, but we should have. But every single number, every single thing that we discuss right now is how it is at the moment we're talking to you.
Yeah.
And it's going to change through the PTB. There's usually 1 or 2 iterations during the PTB. So these numbers might not all be valid by that time. They'll be tweaked. And then by the time it releases live, it's going to be different from what it was on the PTB, most likely again. So just putting it out there so people remember that. This will already be obsolete by the time you listen to it. Perks. Shall we go with
Perks,
the perks,
perks,
of the
perks.
Demogorgon?
Yeah, sure.
First is called Surge,
Surge.
not Serge. That'd be
I vote for-
terrifying.
I'll vote for Serge.
Let me do this.
Okay, no, please,
So you
do
guys
go
can
on. What does
see.
that do? When you whack someone and they go down,
Yeah, with your base attack, it's very important. When you smack somebody with your base
so
attack,
it's not gonna work with the chainsaw.
no, exactly. Or the pounce of the Demogorgon. If you down somebody with any generators within a certain distance from the location that you are, will explode all generators. And
It's like you kicked all the generators.
yes, exactly. It's a free kick, and also gives like a slight
Bonus.
additional regression to the base kick that
An
usually
additional.
happen.
That's
So it's not a
very
good
nice.
if like survivor. Whenever you're in a chase, just don't go in the direction of a gen that is being done. Basically.
But as a general rule, it's not a good idea because you want to leave your friends to do the
No,
gens.
But if you
well-
want to be an asshole, I guess.
Yeah. Well, then you're giving advice to people who want to be assholes. So
Yeah, sure.
It's not
We
gonna
have the assholes perk actually.
Is
The
it
next
cruel
one?
confinement?
Yes, exactly. Cruel assholes confinement.
Confinement.
So whenever you a survivor pops a gen,
Every time I
all
jump,
the
it's gonna
windows and vault location, not pallet, windows and vault location from a certain
Within the
radius will be blocked for all survivors, not the killer, obviously. And the killers see the location aura of the block.
So it's a great idea.
window.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you,
so that
it lasts.
sucks.
It lasts also for
But
35 seconds for now. So if you like a survivor pops a
so
gen.
once you pop a gen, the
You see
area
the-
becomes a lot less safe.
Yes, exactly. It's better to hang around, or just like pop a gen in the face of the killer. That's like in a shack, for example. Maybe that's not something you want to do.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
aren't
yeah,
window
you
and
hang
vault
out until the last
locations the
minute,
same
like,
thing?
Get away, I have to finish it.
Yeah, and then loop the killer
Yeah,
around the
nah,
shack.
Not gonna happen.
No, exactly.
Okay.
Window and
And
vaults
the
are
third
the
one is
same
called
thing.
Mindbreaker.
So whenever, yeah, exactly. So if you go repair a gen that is under 50% of progression,
Yes.
you'll be affected by
Gens.
the status effect
Exhaustion.
exhaustion. Exactly.
Yes.
So
Wow,
if you have perks
50%.
that active based on
There.
exhaustion, well, you're saying like probably just when I'm doing gen, but if you have a cooldown on one of those perks, the cooldown is paused. So
Okay.
if you already activate sprint burst, for example, and go repair a
Yeah,
gen, then your
effect.
sprint burst will not
Refresh while
yeah,
you do that.
exactly. And the effect persists for 3 seconds after you leave the repair. So if
So
you
that sucks a bit.
yeah, so if you repair and you see the killer coming your way and you want to like sprint burst whatever way, it's not gonna be possible. So you have
Wow.
to block it.
Okay. That's very interesting.
It helps the killer to close gap.
All right, moving on to the survivors.
We have 2 survivors.
What?
Does it mean we have 6 survivor perks?
Yeah, probably. That's how you. That's all you see, right? It's perks
Yeah.
everywhere. Just perks
Yeah,
as far as
especially
the eye
like
can see.
you told me like this time we have to make 6. What?
They said not pallets.
But
Pallets
so,
are
yeah,
not blocked.
The choice of survivors was a long conversation when we started this chapter.
Yep.
Everybody has their favorite. Everybody was saying, "Oh, it should absolutely be this person or this person or this person." There's a few that were out from the get-go. Like we sort of did not really a chart on a board, but we talked about all the different possibilities, and some of them, like already, if you like Will and Mike and all the other kids, they're kids. We don't want to beat up kids. You don't want the hag
Kill
to rip
them.
kids' kidneys and eat them. No
Hi,
kids.
Amethyst, what's
So, the kids were out. Then
Barbara?
Barbara.
Barb is a favorite, but Barb dies.
She's not my
And she dies early. She yeah.
We have our glasses in the add-ons. Not the
Yeah.
killer.
That's perfect. And there's a few others like this that we sort of stroke up the record, but Steve and Nancy is what we ended up with.
Yes, and we
Steve
didn't-
is one of my favorite
At
characters.
that time, we didn't know what was happening in the last season.
Yeah.
And we were pretty happy to see
So
that
that's
he
cool.
had a bigger role. So yeah, we went with Steve.
But I'm not about
Well,
to
that's
spend
it. So
millions of
when we-
BP
we
getting him all
talked to
perks.
Netflix
No
on that,
way.
they're like, yeah, it's a good choice. They've got a good arc in this 3rd season. They also directed
Yeah, Hopper
us
would
a
be a
little
good
bit to
one.
make sure that we portrayed them in the right way because obviously, again, we didn't want kids, so they had to be the Steve and Nancy from the 3rd season, even though they may have outfits and moments and things that
Yeah.
talk about their history, and they still own those clothes, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the cool part was also we could add the likeness.
The likeness is always a tricky one
Yeah.
as far as art goes because
Yeah.
recreating real people is tough.
Millimeter makes a big difference. Sometimes you move something, the shadow cast differently, and then
But and you know, hair has always been difficult in our game. It got a lot better
Yeah.
in the last couple of years, but
we're still.
if you're doing Steve,
Yeah,
you gotta
so-
have hair.
So for Steve, we really
Steve is
wanted
all
to
about
keep
the hair,
his
man.
Iconic.
He cares
hair
about his hair.
style, so,
Yeah.
And Nancy had some different hairstyle, but Steve has a very
Is that like 4 puffs of the Farrah Fawcett spray? Is that
Farrah
it?
Fawcett. Yeah. So for Steve, we put extra hairspray.
He needs that hairspray to
But
keep
yeah, it
his
was-
hair
it was
in line while
exciting
he's getting
to actually
chased.
Do 2 survivors this time. So
Yeah.
obviously, you know, Ghostface didn't have one. We're allowing ourselves to change the recipe a little bit on what a chapter
Can we get
be.
2 killers next
Uh,
time?
And these 2 are are so cool, and I think they represent the series very, very well.
Yeah.
So the likeness was probably the toughest thing on this.
This and for me, Nancy was. I wasn't sure at the beginning because she's very shy, not confident. But we pushed her.
I mean, she gets
confidence
pretty
up when
bold
she's
in
getting
season
more confident
3.
in the show, and the third season, she's even more confident. So that was cool. And
Yeah, in
Steve
season
was
3, she's like
badass
super
guy,
confident,
he really
friggin'
wants to play.
saying, I'm going after this story,
All
nobody
right.
gonna stop me.
Survivor perks, 6 of them.
6 survivor perks.
Yeah.
How painful was
Ooh.
Uh,
that? Was all right?
yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we whenever we this time.
What
I
a bunch
think
of
that we were
trolls.
somewhat lucky
Survivor
because we ended
perks.
up
Let's
with,
not talk
like,
about the actual
a
perks
lot
yet.
of interesting perk, and we thought originally that we're gonna keep those for next Survivor, right? Because we have to
Some
make them
good
because
ones.
they're really good. But I said, okay, well, here's the chance to put everything
Yeah.
in the same release.
And the thing is, it's 2 very different characters also.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it
exactly.
allowed us to
Some
be a little
of them
wild.
like fit like
Stop,
when we
Duke.
look at like the sort of character that Steve is and Nancy. Like there's, of course, we could discuss that some of them might not fit 100%, but there was one like each that okay, it fits so much the
Yeah.
character. Like,
the
first
like
one-
let's talk to Steve.
we had to name one the babysitter, right?
For sure.
And when
For sure.
we saw this perk, like it's so of course like all perks they change throughout the development, and but this one like it was the idea is that you help others. It's not like a bit like the Bill's perk where you borrow time exactly. That like it's not about the survivor. I mean, it's something that you give to others.
So what do you give others?
So when you unhook a survivor this time, the unhook survivor do not leave scratch marks and blood trail for 8 seconds.
I mean, killers will
And on
still
your
be able to
side,
follow
You're
on.
the lucky bastard who has his aura revealed to the killer for 4 seconds.
But
So
you
it's
see
like-
the killer's aura.
Yes.
what it
Also,
says.
yes, exactly. So it's like, come get me.
Yeah.
I'm over there.
And you can take a hit for them or something.
Yeah, exactly. So you can think of other perks that you can combine with this.
That's great.
Yeah.
And that,
So,
I mean, that with
Distortion
borrow time,
plus the babysitter.
exactly.
pretty, like making sure that people live.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good. So babysitter. The second one is camaraderie,
Yeah.
What?
which
It's something that
Kamagadi?
was requested from the community, where like a perk that extend the time
Camaraderie.
on the hook.
Oh,
And we weren't
camaraderie.
sure, like, it's something that factors you have to factor the killer in this. Like you just
Yes.
cannot just we'll
Struggle.
give 20 seconds more on the hook. It's just like
So how does this one work?
this one is while you're on the hook and you reach a struggle
While
phase, the perk activate, which
Yeah.
means that you're gonna be able to use it only once per game.
Yeah.
And well, of course, if you escape, none. Well, if you don't get hooked to
Yeah.
reach a struggle phase, and once it activates,
you're-
if any survivor comes within a certain radius of you, at the moment 16 meters, the struggle phase
Wow.
pauses for 14 seconds. So it gives more time for the survivor to maybe distract the
rescue.
killer and make the rescue, exactly. And on the survivor's side, we added that the
Camaraderie.
bar flashes to tell you that, okay, this
Why
guy
one
has-
hooker reaching the struggle phase
I'm
perk
extra
activates while
few
activated
minutes.
if
Yes,
at
exactly.
any
Take
Take your
time
time.
Yeah, exactly.
during the struggle
Go
phase
take
another
a
survivor
quick
comes
peek,
within
yeah.
60 meters from
All
your
right.
hook.
And
The struggle phase timer
last
is
one
paused.
is second wind.
Second
Yeah.
wind.
Yeah, because he does get beat up quite a lot, and he keeps going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
poor.
that's another one that when we
Poor
saw,
Steve
like,
gets beat
okay,
up a lot.
We have to connect this to Steve in some way.
Yeah.
It's so much this character, like pretty much all the season. he
So
gets-
so this one activates when you're healing someone.
yes, exactly. You have to heal one full health state, which
Okay.
means that you can do a bit here,
No, no,
a bit
no,
there,
it's fine.
but you'll see the progression once you have the full heal. Yeah, the perk activate.
Does it trigger when the state
Well,
changes, or
outside
do you have to heal for 100%? So if
What?
someone
The
else
perk
helps you,
passively
then-
heals
no, You're
you?
just gonna get less if somebody else help you healing on somebody.
So,
right?
so you have to heal enough by yourself
Yeah,
to
because-
fill one full bar.
Because our health system works, our healing system works in
Heals
charge
you.
Yep.
system. So you have to take a number of specific charge,
Percent
which equal
healthy
one
state.
survivor.
Yeah, that's
Similar
fine.
to the daily ritual that
Yeah.
we have. And once the perk is activated, the next time you are unhooked, you're gonna receive the broken status effect. And while you're outside the terror radius of the killer, the perk heals you over time, and after 20 seconds, you'll be fully healed. It's an instant heal. It's not an actual healing progress. Just make sure you understand that. It's just like and because
When
you're
you complete
broken,
one
nobody
health
else
state,
can help you during that time. But you can
feeling on others
just
are while
Act
acting
like
as
nothing's
you get
happening,
unhooked.
and
Yes,
you'll get
exactly.
healed at some point.
You are
exactly,
affected
go
by the
repair
broken
gen
status
or
effect.
find a chest,
Okay.
whatever.
That's very
While
that's
outside of the
a
terror
very
radius
interesting
of
one,
her.
but it's essentially a second chance also. So
Yes,
that's pretty good.
and when you lose the broken, when the perk heals you up, obviously.
So once you get healed
lose
by
it
the
back to
perk, you
normal.
lose
you
the
lose
broken
the
status
broken
effect.
state.
Okay.
And if you are broken before the perk activate, this perk will never activate until you get rid of the original broken.
If broken.
So
Obviously,
it doesn't
because-
work with.
Now, if you're
not
already
gonna-
sick, for example, from the
Perk.
plague, and puts you on the hook, it's just like you're not gonna get any benefit from that.
Okay. What about Nancy?
Yeah, Nancy, the first one is better together.
Mm-hmm.
Better
so
together.
When you work on a gen, you reveal the gen aura to not your aura,
The gen's
the
aura.
gen's aura
The
to
gen
other
you
survivor
are.
in a certain radius.
Okay.
And while you repair the gen, if the killer downs somebody, you see everybody's aura for a few seconds.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The second one I think is a very interesting and unique one,
Yeah.
which I like.
Yeah.
It's called Fixated, and
It's something that, like, I think that especially new players will agree. And
Now they're freaking
but
breezing
we
through.
try to give a twist to like advanced
Yeah.
player to make use out of it. So it allows you to see your own scratch marks. So whenever you run or stop running, whatever, you see when they show and when the
it's-
killer can actually spot.
So
you.
it's
and I
like
think that for
urban
advanced
evasion, but
players, it's actually super useful to be able to try to play mind
Oh
games
yeah,
with the
because
killer.
you can cut a corner and try to like
Yeah.
drive the killer in one direction. You can clearly see what he's gonna see.
On top of that,
Yes, you walk faster, 20%.
that's kind of big.
Yeah, exactly. You like, especially like build with sprint bursts, for example, or people who walks a lot.
Sorry, I'm trying
It's
to
gonna be very
write
interesting.
these down as fast.
The last one is called Inner Strength.
That was one of the, I would say, like in all the 6, that was the one that
Inner
we got the
strength.
most feedback out of it.
Yeah.
Like, very positive. Like people found it like very interesting, and
It's not a simple one.
no, it's not a simple one. And what I like about this one is like
I
it
can't see
fits
the
also with
chat.
Nancy's character, where like in especially
Each
in
time
the
you
newest season, where
complete a
she's
totem
really
cleanse,
investigating and want to get like.
She gets stuff done.
Yeah, exactly.
So, how does it work?
So each time you cleanse a totem, it activates the perk. Any totem
Okay.
X. And
What?
Then once the perk is activated, if you are injured, you can get
Becomes
inside a locker
deactivate
to and wait for
as
8
soon
seconds
as
to get a
it
full
has
heal, and then you can come out.
What is this?
And,
And
The
so,
only way-
if you're hurt, you just cleanse a totem,
yeah,
get into a
you
locker.
can cleanse the totem at any time. So
Oh, yeah,
even
yeah.
though like just
It's-
the
It's
match
just you can't
starts.
stack tokens.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
The match starts, you find a totem, cleanse it, you're gonna get your perk activate.
Next
Each time you
get
complete
hurt,
a
you just
totem
get in a locker.
cleanse.
Yeah,
It's like
and-
Superman, and, then
since
you
this,
get out.
Yeah, and since this perk has been out, like I have difficulty finding totems because everybody's cleansing them. It's just like
And then it's gonna make some other totem-related perks quite a lot of fun.
yeah, sure, exactly. But the thing is, like, it's quite
Well,
a
rip hex
powerful
perks.
effect where like just
Oh,
8
yeah.
seconds, it's twice faster than a normal heal. But the thing is, you're still required to hunt for the totem first. And
Rip all
then
totem
find a
perks.
locker.
Hex
And
perks are
it's
completely
limited.
useless now.
So-
If there's 3 people on the map with that perk,
Yeah.
then the totems to clean are gonna get
Yeah.
rare.
Well, for the map, if we want to talk about the map, the last thing I would say was the exit tile. I don't know if we
Oh yeah,
talked
we
about
changed the exit time.
Yeah. So we wanted with the exit tile, the level to, when you cross the door, you'll see the upside down world. And I think it's a nice
A nice touch.
touch because we wanted to be in both worlds, but with time
Freaking
and everything.
faster
Yeah.
healing perks.
Figure out that.
Oh.
But we had to pick our battles. I guess. I mean, we can't do everything.
Yeah, I think this is fun, and I think the point where the two meets is very powerful.
Yeah. I mean, the world of the entity and the upside down and is very interesting because it's
Yeah.
two takes on the alternate universe. That's a weird reflection. So
I
yeah,
feel like
it's very
these
interesting
killer
to
perks aren't
mush
that
those
strong.
together.
I mean,
Like
crow
very
confinement
risky,
could
I
be.
think also that something that you pointed out a lot often, like at the beginning.
You
of the
could do
production,
like
like,
Surge
like,
with.
how can we really achieve what they did in the show?
Well, I don't
like,
think
because the environment
you can
changed a
combo it
lot,
with
like, and,
Overcharge.
I mean, we cannot afford to do it.
And that's one of the reasons we picked the underground complex.
Yeah.
Is,
Well, we could have done a few different things.
This
The
Mindbreaker one
house
would be
have
good.
been interesting,
super
but
cool, but
This one
it's
is
a little
good.
limiting. You'd have to do
Basically,
the
everyone gets
neighborhood or
exhausted at the
The
start of the
school
match.
would have been
Yeah.
cool, but it's close to preschool.
But the mall.
The mall
The
would have
mall
been
would-
a really good one. That was sort of our second choice.
the mall from the new season was
Yeah, that's
also
it.
cool. But the I think showing the Hawkins lab is
It's
the
much more
source.
core
Yeah.
to the series for sure.
That's how people learn about everything. And
Yeah.
how
It's a centerpiece of the whole show, and it was fun to play with that.
Like somebody who came talked to me about giving me feedback about what we were doing, and I really liked his comment was like, so I was playing Steve and I was in the lab, and then suddenly I meet Nancy, and just like the Demogorgon pounced next to us, it just got like scared, and we just ran away, and then I realized, holy shit, I'm playing a Stranger Things game. I'm not playing Dead by Daylight. And then I meet Ash, and he asked me to come to the gym. I said, what? Wait, okay. It's that's where
But
we
it's
are
true.
now.
I mean, when you're in that map with those characters and that killer chasing you,
Ah, yeah.
you're in the Stranger Things
Ooh.
universe.
it's almost like Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts. But
Maybe
Yes,
when the
that's
DLC
exactly it.
drops,
We're
I'll
creating
do
more
a
Kingdom
Survive with
Hearts.
Friends
Why
with
not?
viewers
Actually, that's
because
getting
I
close.
don't like
So
playing
are
Solo
you happy
Survivor.
with this?
well, I'm super happy to work on that license and
Well,
see what we
Before
actually
I play any games, I have to make the video
animation,
about
character, level.
the chapter.
It's
a
really,
nice one.
it's really cool. Like it's almost stupid now, as much as we say that every time, but it's some of the best stuff we've ever done. It's almost like we're getting better.
Almost.
Stranger Things coming to Dead by Daylight.
It sounds interesting, but we won't know how effective it is until we
On that
can
note,
actually play it.
thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Yannick.
Thank you, Mathieu.
Hope you had a good time. If you have more questions, ask them to each other because we're gone. Bye.
People are saying Mori, 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 Mori. So I don't think I got all the ranks. What is this? The PTB? I don't know, maybe next week. Let's just try and skim through this quick. So we got Surge, which I kind of paraphrased it because they went so fast. They freaking lightning those, like, trying to read it, and they should have had it up for longer because I was trying to type and read. So when you... Okay, so they said when you hit someone, it's when you put someone in the dying state. When you put a survivor into the dying state with a basic attack, causes all generators within a 32-meter radius to instantly explode and regress. Now this, they said the bonus regression, so the bonus regression is 12%. This applies an additional 12%, or an additional regression of 12%. Surge can only be triggered once every 60, 50, or 40 seconds. Hello? I do not. Is that a YouTuber? Hi, Entity 12. So, I don't know how good this is because you have to put survivors into the dying state with a basic attack. So, if you're a chainsaw killer, it's useless. If you're a huntress, it's useless. If you're a plague, it could be useless if you're using Corrupt Purge. A lot of killers that this could be potentially useless on. And the additional regression of 12%, I don't know if that's only when the perk triggers or if that means when you kick a generator, it'll have an additional regression of 12%, just baseline. But I'm guessing not because it says it can only be triggered once every 60, 50, 40 seconds. So probably only 12% regression. It's just a gen delay perk. So I don't know how good that one will be. Also depends on the area you're in. If you're in an area with no generators, it's not useful. So this every time a gen is completed, all windows and vault locations within 32 meters from the completed generator will be blocked. For all survivors, for the next 25, 30, or 35 seconds, killer can see the aura of blocked locations. That one might be good because if generators are popping, but here's the thing, it doesn't look like it has a cooldown. So in a normal game, the killer's chasing a survivor. Usually 2 or 3 generators will be done by the time you hook your first survivor. Depends. It's coming out in September. They're probably gonna do the PTB next week. And then, so it probably is gonna release the 10th. I would think. Then we have Mindbreaker.
You go repair a gen that is.
So while repairing gens with less than 50% repair progress, survivors are afflicted by the exhausted status effect. Any existing exhausted status effect on a survivor will be paused while the survivor is on the generator. This effect persists. What's the even point of having something persist for 1 second? That's useless. What does this mean? It's a 3-second exhausted? This perk would only be good after someone wastes their exhausted because it prevents their exhausted timer from going down. But unless you're gonna surprise them or they're doing a generator in a dead zone. So you could pull it off if you're a spirit or someone that can sneak up on people because they won't be able to sprint burst or anything, but we don't know how good this is gonna be. It would be better if it was like 10 seconds. 10, 15, 20. That would be good. Demogorgon could be good with Haunted Ground if someone pops it and then you see someone on your portal, so you teleport to the portal and just insta down them. Okay, so he has Babysitter. When you unhook a survivor, the unhooked survivor leaves no scratch marks and blood trail for the next 4, 6, or 8 seconds. You see the killer's aura and the killer sees your aura for 4 seconds. Yeah. Steve is a cool survivor. Camaraderie. While on a hook and reaching the struggle phase, the perk activates while activated. If at any time during the struggle phase another survivor comes within 60 meters from your hook, the struggle phase timer is paused for 10, 12, or 14 seconds. That's a one-time use perk, and it's not really that helpful. That would only be helpful really if the killer's camping. Duke. Second wind. So when you complete one health state of healing on other survivors, the perk activates. While activated, the next time you get unhooked or you unhook yourself, you are affected by the broken status effect. This means I have to update my broken status effect video. While outside the terror radius, the perk passively heals you up to 100% healthy state over a duration of 24, 22, or 20 seconds. The perk deactivates once you are fully healed or if you get downed before the healing is completed. You lose the broken status effect once you are downed or fully healed. If the broken perk, if you're broken before the perk activates, the perk won't activate until the broken status effect is removed. Yeah, camaraderie. I think Nancy, babysitter. Well, the only way it would be helpful is if you have sprint burst or something to help you gain distance, and you would have to be very good at distracting the killer because good killers know how to track people without that stuff. So Nancy's perks, better together. The aura of the gen you are currently repairing is revealed to all other survivors within 32 meters. If the killer downs a survivor while you are repairing a gen, you see the aura of all other survivors for 8, 9, or 10 seconds. That's useless. Like, it's basically just showing survivors what gen you are on, but you don't necessarily want to do gens together anyway. Unless it's the last 2 generators. Fixated, you can see your own scratch marks at all times. Not really helpful. While uninjured, you walk 10, 15, or 20% faster. So it's kind of like Urban Evasion, because when Urban Evasion first came out, it was only while uninjured that you get the increased movement speed. Because even though I could never see my own scratch marks, I know it only triggers while you're running. So I've confused a lot of killers by leaving misleading scratch marks in the past. So this perk, like, you can do this without the perk. The only reason you would run it is for the walk faster. Inner strength, each time you complete a totem cleanse, this perk activates. While active, hiding inside a locker for 10, 9, or 8 seconds while injured will fully heal you. Becomes deactivated as soon as it has successfully triggered. So there's only 5 totems on the map. This perk, it will make people hunt totems, which probably will mean that Noed will become less viable. Like, I always do dual totems, but other people didn't want to. The devs have done a lot to kind of lead people to doing more totems. They increased the blood point scoring to 1000 boldness instead of the 600 it used to be. So you can get 5000 boldness from just doing totems. And then now they add this perk that says when you cleanse a totem, you'll get fully healed when you hide in a locker. So you could literally do 1 totem at the start of the game, and then use this perk at any point in the game to heal yourself once. So this perk has potential to be really annoying. People won't be able to run hex perks anymore. You'll just get killed all the time. Although if you have a haunted ground, this is actually good for haunted ground. Have them hunt your haunted ground and you can get them. So haunted ground is still strong. Maybe if you do, you could put on Thrill of the Hunt just to make it slower for cleansing. That way survivors are wasting a ton of time. So I guess there's not as much upside down interaction as I thought. I thought it would have like a upside down world and a normal world that you could go in between. But no. The Demogorgon can place portals on the ground. While he is standing on the portal, he can teleport to the other one. And then whenever, obviously putting down a portal, there is a cast time. He also has a short dash attack that he'll charge and then dash forward. He'll have a slightly wider cone of attack during this to make it harder for survivors to dodge. Whenever you charge your charge attack, if any survivors are near your portal, they will be revealed by the Killer Instinct effect, which is that entity circle. Survivors can destroy portals, but they cannot hear the terror radius while destroying a portal. So Killer can sneak up on you or pop out of the portal. But we'll have to wait and see, because, you know, he has potential to be good if you can, like, place his portals correctly and sneak up on survivors and stuff. The charge attack will be helpful in closing gaps during pallet loops. Yeah, so those are all the perks. The only thing is I hope they do something to help the blood point grind, because 9 new perks is going to be really difficult to get, because I've gotten a lot of survivors up and a lot of killers up, and with 1 million blood points, that gets you to level 36 or 40. If you're super lucky with the blood web generation, 1 million can get you to level 40. But if you're not lucky, you'll only get to 36, and you'll need about 500,000 or 600,000 more blood points to get yourself to 40. So, if you say worst case scenario, you need 1.5 million to get to level 40. That's 3 survivors. Like 4.5 million blood points just to unlock the teachables. Then you have to get more blood points to unlock the perks on the killers you want to play them, or if you want to play the new killer, the Demogorgon, you'll need an additional 600 to get to 50, so that's 2 million. Yeah, but even with barbecue, say you get the best game, so you get like 150,000 blood points in one game. It would still take you 10 games to get 1.5 million if you got 150,000 blood points each game. And so 10 games, and if each game usually averages around 15 minutes, it's 150 minutes. So like 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours. Even if you farm with the killer, here's the thing: if 4 survivors farm with the killer and then all the survivors escape, the killer is not going to earn as much blood points as those survivors are going to earn. Because farming is in the survivor favor, because the killer earns a ton of points from sacrificing 4 survivors and hooking each survivor 3 times. That's a ton of sacrifice. Yeah, plus queue times. So it'll probably take you 5 hours to get 1.5 million blood points because of queue times. The killer queue times are gonna be literally terrible. If they're terrible right now and there's no DLC even out, they're gonna be even worse when the DLC drops. Them some locker perks. Possibly, maybe not. I guess you do decisive strike because you go in the locker. But I mean, that's a very specialized build. That's true, Mitten. With the endgame collapse, you get more points for hooks. So maybe it would be possible for the killer to get a lot of sacrifice. And see if they have anything on the forums about news of the PTB. What does Blood Warden? I don't think they have the player test built up yet. I don't know. Nah, put this in my Discord though. Whoops. They did say on their what's it called? Dev update that they're gonna be looking at the blood web. See, as the game, the number of perks grows significantly. Well, they don't usually do spotlights on this stuff. They usually do the spotlight when it's closer to actually being out, because they don't make the spotlight until everything is in stone. But I can only hope that this stuff they said in here is coming out with the Stranger Things patch, Because they said the dedicated servers were going to be released this summer. Well, September is gonna be. It's basically like the end of summer, and we still don't have them. So this has to be coming out next month. The dedicated servers. They're gonna be so during the next PTB, which will be the Stranger Things PTB. They're gonna be testing their dedicated servers again. So hopefully this means they're on track for releasing the servers with the Stranger Things patch, which means hopefully we get this Blood Web update. For this Blood Web update, hopefully, I don't know if that means they're gonna put more perks on the Blood Web rather than just 2 to choose between, or if they'll do something else. Yeah, they're working on the friends list. So they said with the launch of the next chapter, a new friends list will be debuting in the game. So that means this new friends list is going to be implemented with the Stranger Things. Also, automatically regroup with friends. No longer need to create a lobby and invite your friends after every match. You will remain grouped after the match. So we are going to get that. And then, the great thing about this is that whoever plays Dead by Daylight on the PC, you can send me a friend request through this new friends list, because I know the Steam friends list can be a little annoying to work through, so this would be easier. So hopefully this is all in the... I'm thinking the PTB will be next week. That's my guess. Usually after they announce something, things move by really fast. Because I remember before, like, when the Hag came out, they released the Hag trailer, and then, like, 3 days later, the Hag was released on the game. Yeah. I mean, at most, this one could be good. I'm not sure how good this will be. We won't know how good these perks are until we can actually see them. Because this sounds good because it puts exhausted on survivors that are on gens. But if the exhausted only lasts for 1, 2, or 3 seconds, it might be significantly less powerful. And also it depends, like, it says the effect persists for 1, 2, or 3 seconds after the survivor stops repairing. But with exhausted, exhausted doesn't recover while you're running. So does this mean that while you're running, you'll still have exhausted on you until you stop running, and then 3 seconds after you stop running, it will fall off? Like, you don't know. We won't know until we get the PTB. I like Steve. Steve is my favorite character. Duke, stop it! He's licking his paws, because he has allergies. He's my dog. Yeah, but it looks like it takes a really long time to destroy the portal. So then it gives you this choice. Because if you take time destroying a portal, that means you're not doing a generator. And that's a lot of valuable time lost. Because in the gameplay they showed, it took them like, what, 20 seconds to destroy the portal or something? 15, 20 seconds? I don't know, it took them a long time. I posted all of this in my Discord, by the way, so you can see it here. If you wish. There might be some spelling errors, but who cares? I don't know. I don't know why that deleted your message, Pepper. It wasn't bad. I don't know, I have to figure out some of this stuff. You could only destroy a portal if it's near a gen. There's no PTB yet. Head on plus inner strength. Here's the thing. If everyone's running inner strength, that means there's only 5 totems on the map. So each survivor only gets to use it once. But what do you guys think about them? I don't think any of these perks are particularly strong. Some of them create interesting gameplay, but we won't know more until the public test build. Make killer triggered. Here's the thing, if people are doing totems, it's gonna delay the game. Because they're not doing gens. Oh yeah! People could run Iron Maiden to counter inner strength. That's true, Peppermint. There's the counter to the head-on thing. You go in a locker and get your inner strength field, and then you come out and you see Iron Maiden, and the killer comes around the corner right as you get out. Yeah, I know what you mean. Cause when the other day they were saying, oh, she becomes obsessed with the generator, but it's this instead. Anyways, well, you guys be on the lookout. When the public test build comes out, I will need to record things right away because I want to make a video. So when that happens, I will need help. So if anyone wants to, I will invite you to the Kill Your Friends lobby so I can get footage for my video. And it'll be first come, first serve. Or if you promise me you'll be on for that public test build, then I will invite you. I'll put you on a priority list. They show the new map a little bit, but not a lot. Are you already on my friends list? How much is it? I mean, I'm pretty sure Dead by Daylight doesn't have that strict requirements. The public test build usually drops on Tuesdays. Tuesdays or Thursdays? And it usually drops like at 12. So right around lunchtime. Well, I think it's 12 Eastern Standard Time. I know, Pain, I remember. I got you on my friends list. I mean, the chapter is only, like, what? $7? $8? It's not that much. A rework for what? You know, $8 for a DLC is not that expensive because there are some games where their DLCs are like $30. And you're like, really? Or some of them have like $20 DLCs. Oh yeah, since they're licensed characters, you can't get them with shards. Duke! It could be $10 because there are 3 characters. That's true. You can feel new items. Goodbye, my friend. Oh, I got this achievement the other day. Because I went down right when I took hatch. So now I just need like add up plague. I think. Should work on this plague one. Anything else you guys want to chat about? Any other questions? Rush attack. The way they showed it on stream is a charge. You basically charge for a short duration, but you can't move while you charge, I think, and then he dashes forward a short distance. Let's see if I can find the gameplay. That's the Portal gameplay.
Trying to drop a pallet on the head of the killer when he does that is very hard. So you better
True.
drop it before he pounds.
Well, surveillance
You're
and the
gonna
new
miss
killer
stun,
perk
but you're gonna live.
combo.
Yeah, exactly. And if I may connect the map to the Demogorgon, it's great because
There's
like,
a lot of corridors.
yeah, the pouncing is not that easy to use, but he has the teleport to really help him get a good map coverage.
What is this?
Powered and develop the character just around this aspect. So we ended up with having like this pounce where the creature, like in the show, opens the tulip mouth, whatever, like the head, and it really scares people, but at the same time, it
It's
gives them the
really
hint.
I
just
mean,
really
it
cool.
only counters it if
but
you're
it gives them
injured.
the hint that he's
Yeah,
gonna
those
be
new
in your
hooks are
face in
pretty
a-
awesome.
Like, in a matter of seconds if you don't
Yeah.
move away. And if you press now the attack button, then you'll be launching a fast forward attack.
I mean, that guy got a pretty good
You
lunge
can't
attack when
maneuver
she's going
while
up the
you're doing it.
stairs.
No, exactly. It's straight. You somewhat can maneuver at the end, like just to give a good feel of
See?
the attack. He has also a slightly wider range.
Like, he waited for
cone
him to
of
get
damage,
in.
so you have a
hit
better
off.
chance to hit the survivor. But on their side, like they really have to time. Survivor can escape or avoid the attack, but they
Yeah, the new hooks look good. Although, yeah, they have like rats and it's like season 3 Stranger Things hook.
before he
Yeah.
pounce. Yeah.
This is
You're
a balanced
gonna miss
landing.
the stun, but you're gonna live.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's Dwight.
If I may connect,
Like, why is
the
Dwight
map to
standing
the demo
there?
version, it's great because
There's
like,
a lot of corridors.
Here's
you
the
get in
portal
contact
thing.
with those portal.
And
So
you
they
can't
get
hear the heart.
upside
You
down
can't hear the
effect on
terror
them,
radius.
and, during that time, they don't hear the killer terror radius, so they have
They are
to,
oblivious.
the oblivious. Yeah, exactly what that is. That's what I said.
Oblivious. Again, we didn't put the disclaimer at the beginning.
See, look how
We
long it
should
looks how long
have
it takes them to
every
dismantle the
single
portal. So, like, if you're trying to decide whether to do portals or gens, it's like. This is him
Portal
teleporting.
to teleport to, but portal you have to
No,
charge.
there's a delay,
then-
and then
yes,
you
exactly.
lose visibility for a little moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as efficient as the ag, for example.
They
No,
said
it's for
something
catching up
about
to
something
people,
being
like,
on the
just
add-on, but I
because the thing
forget
is, when
what.
you're standing on one, you also see the outline of the others.
Yes, you have to choose where you want to teleport. The portal you want
Yeah.
to teleport to. But there's also one aspect that we really like about the Demogorgon is being a beast.
Right? Yep.
So we thought, how can we like create a mechanic around this? Move away.
You only care about
And,
gameplay footage.
if you press now the attack button, then you'll be launching a fast forward attack.
I feel like this killer has potential
You
to be
can't
good
maneuver
though.
while you're doing it.
No, exactly. It's
You can
straight.
get surprise
you
attacks
somewhat
on
can maneuver
people.
At the end, like just to give a good feel of the.
Like,
attack.
that's
It
a
has
lot of
also a
distance
slightly
it
wider
charges
range,
forward.
Cone of
Mm.
damage, so you have better chance to hit the survivor. But on their side, the
I don't know. Like, they said he can make 2, but in other gameplay they showed it looked like there was more than 2 portals around. So I don't know how much. They didn't say.
Hang out.
hang out, yeah, I like next to a dead trap. Survivor can on their side, they can interact with the portal and close them. So they can somewhat. There's a tug of war effect that happens between the killer and the survivor.
See, look how long it takes
And,
though.
the funny thing is that it's really cool for the survivor because they somewhat have a glimpse of what the upside down is whenever they get
Maybe.
in contact with those portal. So they get the upside down effect on them, and during that time they don't hear the killer terror radius. So they have
They are
to,
oblivious.
the oblivious. Yeah, exactly what that is. That's what I said.
Oblivious. Again, we didn't put the disclaimer at the beginning.
I think
We
they're
should
skill checks. That's why
have,
those
like, every
survivors are
single-
like moving backward, is because they missed the skill check. Oh yeah, we need an Ahoy outfit for Steve. Oh, yeah. It kind of reminds me of that thing in what's it called? StarCraft? What? What do I think about the upside down gates? You mean the portals? They look good. Or how they say the exit gates are gonna be different on that map. I'm sure they'll look nice. I'm sure they'll look fancy and Stranger Thingsy. Probably have like the tentacle stuff on it. Yeah, there's a portal. They didn't show the exit gates. They did not show the gates. Yeah, cause so Netflix gave them the model for the Demogorgon, so they didn't have to model something from scratch. And when they put it into their game, it was shorter than Dwight, so they had to adjust it. It would be cool, but I don't think you will be able to place portals on top of items and objects. Yeet! Yeet, 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 yeet. Yeah. Or the Demogorgon 360U. Because that charge attack, it could like start the charge attack and then flip, you know? And they said your so like the cone where when you do a killer attack there's like a cone. Whenever you make the charge attack, that cone will widen so he can hit you from like a bigger radius. So it might be hard to 360 a Demogorgon because they're basically going to have like a 180-degree cone when they do the charge attack. Mori reveal. Do you think the Demogorgon is gonna like eat the survivor head? Like, you know, not rip their head off, but like it's gonna open that mouth and like chomp on their head? I think that might be what it could be. Maybe. I mean, it would be cool. But all the portals they showed were on the ground. Yeah. We need a killer that has minions? Like, come on. You should make a portal and then the little dog demogorgons come out and look for survivors. They don't. They'll just latch onto the survivor's leg and keep them from moving. And then notify the killer of the location and the killer comes over. Thanks for stopping by, Amethyst. Have a good day. What if the Demogorgon just eats the survivor? Just eats the survivor and the body's gone? Just swallow that survivor whole. We don't need to keep their body in the game, just eat them. Yeah, no body Mori. And if the survivor has an item, it burps and the item comes out. You want to teabag on the Mori? We killed Barb. Remember Nancy? She's all broken up about it. What about Barb's family? They need to know the truth. No, they did not. Make a DLC with Barb. The real survivor we need is Alexi. I bet more people would want to buy the DLC if Alexi was in it. Or Robin. Alexi and Barb DLC. Alexi is another one of my favorite characters. Alexi's a character in season 3. Alexi gets introduced in season 3. Yeah, he's a Russian scientist. Smirnov. Fancy Russian letters. Alexei Smirnov. Well, I guess that wraps it up though for the Stranger Things. I gotta go walk my dog now, but thank you everybody for stopping by and chatting about the DLC. The entity will find a way. I'm guessing the public test build will be out next week, Tuesday, most likely. So keep an eye out for that. And I will also make announcements on my community tab when I know things. Thank you everybody so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and it was really fun talking about the DLC and all the perks. And so thank you very much for watching, and as always, good luck out there in the fog, and see you next time. Have an awesome day, everybody.